Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today is a very special video because I am rearranging my bookshelf. I'm moving out and I have so many books on my shelves that I actually haven't put in the shelves because you see how chaotic it is. I don't want to move everything to the side because I like my books alphabetized, so I just leave them where they are. But today I'm going to re-alphabetize them, put them on the shelves, and then behind my sister,
hi,
is a cart. It has a lot of random books on my TBR that I guess at some point in time I wanted to get to right away, but now I don't really think all of them are going to be right away books, so I'm going to clear the cart and then pick out the specific books I want to put on that cart. Then I'm going to do an updated bookshelf tour because the last time I did a bookshelf tour, it was before this room was organized and set up the way it is. So I want to do like a long bookshelf tour, show you guys everything, the books that I have turned the other way, talk about it. So this is going to be a fun time, but there's a lot of stuff to be done. So let's get into it. Real quick, I wanted to do a little book haul because I went to Barnes & Noble yesterday and I got some really great books that I'm excited to add to the shelf. So first up is The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna. If you watched the 5-star read vlog, you know that I read Firefly Lane by her and loved it. It was my 5-star read of the video. And I was looking for it yesterday and it was the only Barnes & Noble in the entire state that didn't have Firefly Lane. So I was really aggravated, but I still got the other book I wanted to get. So really excited to read this one. Then there was a buy one, get one half off sale. They always have those at Barnes & Noble. And it was perfect because I wanted both of these books. So I got the special cover of The Ballad of Never After, the really shiny all purple paperback. I've been wanting this forever because the one that I got of the very first book is all pink, so I was like, if I'm gonna have the books, all of them have to be like that. So I got that one. I'm definitely gonna peel that annoying sticker off. And then I also got My Lady Jane. I read this way back, like 2018 or so. I don't remember anything about it, but now that there's a show of it, I'm like, let me reread this and try to enjoy this storyline, this era, before I actually watched the show of it. And then I got this lovely special edition of Heartstopper. I love it so much. There are other ones that I've wanted, but I don't think they are out anymore, or people sell them on like eBay or like websites like that for $300 or something ridiculous because they know nobody else is carrying it. But there's plenty of these at Barnes & Noble. I've been wanting one and it's so pretty. Look at the inside. It's just so cute. This is like beautiful. And then I also got this really gorgeous bookmark. It's like a moon and sun situation. So all around really good Barnes & Noble trip, except for the fact that Firefly Lane wasn't there. But I will get it at some point. So I definitely want to reread that and annotate it. But for now, I'm just going to read more Kristen Hanna books and have fun with that while I wait for my favorite book of the year to actually be in my hands. But yeah, back to business. Okay, so here are the books that I have to actually shelve. These are not shelved. I did them alphabetically because I'm a maniac. and then I'm gonna put them in the spots on these shelves that they're meant to be on. As you can see, I'm also a maniac. I have 2 of the same series, and then these are crazy because I have 3 Boys of Tommen copies, so it's kind of a mess. It's probably why I won't be able to fit everything, but you know what, I may just take a series with me, or like one of the versions of the series, because that can free up a lot of space. I'm also going to make space for the books that I'm giving away. I may just take them off the shelves because they're all the way at the bottom here, and if I move things closer to the bottom, I'll have space all the way over there to do the shelving. So we will figure this stuff out, and I will get back to you guys soon. I'm so exhausted. This is actually like lifting weights, moving the books back and forth, back and forth. But of course, I have to just sit down and be a little nostalgic with little journals I wrote in growing up. And it's kind of emotional going through them, but I'm taking a little break because I can't right now. I'm so tired. I am done, almost done. The next thing I'm gonna do is put the books on the cart that I'm thinking of taking with me. Then we're gonna get started with the bookshelf tour. We're almost there. I'm finished. So don't mind this. I just like wearing it. I got it recently and I just like keeping the hair out of my head. I'm so sorry about the lighting being all over the place in the other clips, but my room has really bad lighting. It's the best room, as you can see, with all the books and everything, but the lighting is really bad, and it's better at night when the ring light can really make everything look really pretty. So that's that. But I'm going to do the bookshelf tour. I finished my little cart, and I'm going to show you guys the bookshelves first and then the cart. So basically, there will be books that are turned the other direction, and it's because they're books on my physical TBR, which I may want to do something with before I leave, but I will show you guys everything. So let's get started with the first shelf. All right, so everything's alphabetical. So I have these books by the same author. I don't want to butcher her name. I love both of these books. Then we have a series, Children of Blood and Bone. I have Children of Virtue and Vengeance and Children of Anguish and Anarchy faced out because I haven't read them. But for basically all of these series where some of the books are faced in, it means I either have to reread the series or get a recap because I don't remember anything about what was in the first book or the second book or whatever. So I'm not facing this out because I've read it technically, but I will probably reread it when I get to these. Then we have From Blood and Ash. There's a lot of books in this series, and then there's like a Flesh and Fire series with it. So I have War of Two Queens. Then I have Light and the Flame, and then lastly, Soul of Ash and Blood. I think that one goes with these. But it's been a while. I was really consistent with this series and now I'm not. But then there's some more Jennifer L. Armentrout. Then this one is a book in a new series of hers. I have not started it. Final Offer. I don't have the rest of Dreamland Billionaires series physically, but I've read them. So I just have this one for some reason. Then there's this Red Queen. Still haven't read. Pigs of Crows. Natural series I love. Inheritance Games. Again, I have the two other books, Hawthorne Legacy and Final Gambit, but I have not read them, so I probably would reread everything. Then we go down to Starry Eyes, Emmy and Oliver, Far from the Tree. I have A Year to the Day. Have not read it. Same author as these. Love Counting Down with You. I have Cruel Prince, Sing Me to Sleep, and then a book I got as a gift called Kindred by Octavia Butler. Then we have one of my favorites, The Princess Diaries, and then Before We Were Strangers, The Selection, School for Good and Evil, and then again, these three books, 4, 5, and 6, I did not read, so I would just start the series over. And then I have To Kill a Kingdom, a random fantasy book I haven't gotten to, Cassandra Clare's Infernal Devices, and then Chain of Gold, which I really want to read. I've heard nothing but really good things about it. Love Times Infinity. I have 2 copies of A Thousand Boy Kisses because this is the indie version and this is the regular version now with 1,000 Broken Pieces. Then we have The Land of Stories, Hunger Games, and then the book here is Matilda. I don't know when I'll read it. It's just a older book. I know most people have read it. I really want to read it, but I haven't gotten to it. And then Fear the Flames, that's a book that's been on my TBR for this month, actually. I don't know if I'll get to that one either. All This Time, and then Legendborn. So that's the first shelf. It looks like this. Then we get to the second book, Blood Marked, which I read. Then we have Sarah Dessen books. Sarah Dessen was everything to me in middle school, but I don't know if I would necessarily read this right away. Like, I would have to be in a good specific mood for it. Another random book, Bitter, Every Summer After I want to read. Then we have Meet Me at the Lake. I don't know if I want to read it or skip it because I've heard bad things about it. And then her other book, This Summer Will Be Different. We have Caraval, and then we have Once Upon a Broken Heart and The Ballad of Never After. And The Curse for True Love, I'm going to wait until the fancy covers come out because you see these are like all one color. I like that, so I'm going to wait. And then we have Beautiful Creatures, which is also like an old book. I don't know when I'll get to it. Then we have Now Is Everything, one of my favorites. Again, another favorite series. Then Connie Glynn's Undercover Princess. And then the rest of the books in that series, we have this, and then this. And Excuse Me While I Ugly Cry, and then a book that my French teacher got me. She's one of my favorite teachers, so I really need to get to this because it's also a thriller, and I think it's pretty cool that she even has a book of the month. I don't even have book of the month, so it's pretty cool. Then we get to Chloe Gong's book. I have not read These Violent Delights, so I haven't gone to this one yet. Fallen Our Stars, a childhood favorite, of course, to All the Boys I've Loved Before. More childhood favorites. I actually prefer the movie covers. My Lady Jane, I snagged a copy of the original covers. We have some little books. They were really good. They were just quick reads. We have Ali Hazelwood. Not in love with all of these. Haha, pun intended. But I have them all. Some of these I'm like, I don't remember what book it is until I pull it out. So that's why I'm pulling them out. This is like a thriller high school book, which I really want to read. I don't know when I'll get to it. Happy Place. And then we have Act Your Age, Eve Brown. It's like a damaged copy, so I got it for free at my bookstore. But this is not the first book in the series, so I need to snag the other copies if I do pick this up to read. Kristen Higgins. This was not as sad as people said. Random book I picked up at the bookstore. I really want to read. It's signed first edition. Kiss Quotient, and then the other books in the Kiss Quotient, The Bride Test, and then The Heart Principle. Then we have Colleen Hoover. This is a random book I got from my best friend, so I definitely want to read that at some point. We have Colleen Hoover. I read them all. You guys know the drill if you've been here since the beginning. So that was a phase. That was an era. This is still everything to me, though. I don't care what anybody says. All Your Perfects has my heart. Then we have Redemptor. This is, again, I think, the sequel, so I'd have to get the first book. Holly Jackson, My Love. I'm scared to watch the show for A Good Girl's Guide to Murder because people are not liking it, and I don't want to be disappointed, so we'll see what happens with that. Then Tiffany D. Jackson, excellent author. Monday's Not Coming is one of the best books, just period. It's just so good. I recommend it to everybody. This is a K-pop book I got by a member of a big K-pop group that I love, Girls' Generation. So that was fun. It was like for the moment, for the era. Just loved it. Middle school book I really loved. This was, I think, thrifted. I don't even know why I have it, but yeah. Then we have some Christina Lauren. They're okay, but I don't know. I don't get the hype. Like, they're not a favorite author, but they have some pretty good books. I'll Be the One is another K-pop thingy, but it was a really good book. I loved it so much. This is a different author. They just both have the same last name. But Loki, love Loki. He's my favorite Marvel character. Anybody you ask will tell you that. Two Wrongs Make a Right, an arc. Some of the arcs I have within the shelves, but some of them I have separate. So it's like based on if I like the book or not, I guess, or if I've read the book, I put them on the shelves with the rest of the books. When We Collided was from middle school. Then we have Sarah J. Maas books and Crescent City 3 I still haven't gotten to. I may audiobook these because Destiny, who's really big on BookTube, she said she did that to get to this one, and it was really fun, and she felt like she understood things really well. So I definitely want to do that because you guys know me with fantasy. I always shy away from it because I'm that person who forgets everything and does not understand world building. Then we have a full series, but before that, it's a random princess book, Aphrodite and the Duke. Again, really want to read. Then it's just all the books in Cinder, but I'm not gonna face them all out. Then my favorite author, or one of my favorite authors, Tade Mafi. A Very Large Expanse of Sea is one of the best books written, I think. It was just so well done. Emotion of Great Delight also does not get the hype it deserves. This duology, I don't know how I feel about it, so I think I do want to eventually get to this book, but it'll be a time and place. I really want the third book, though, because if you think this one is pretty, the third book cover is one of my favorite covers ever. It's beautiful. We have my favorite YA series of all time. Shatter Me really did it for me. I don't care about what anybody says. It is one of the best YA, best dystopian, best enemies to lovers, whatever. Like, it just did it all. And I will always love it. Aaron Warner will always have my heart. We love this series. But I'm not taking it with me because I don't think I'm going to reread it. It's just that series for me. So one more time, here's that second shelf. Then we have Kingdom of the Wicked, I believe. Another fantasy. This was middle school me obsession. I would not recommend it now just because it's step-sibling. But they weren't step-siblings first. They were just forced into being step-siblings randomly later in their life. But still, it's not a trope that I particularly love. I just love the series and the relationship. Again, Morgan Matson, middle school fave. So I have a lot of her books here. Literally one of my favorite authors. She was amazing. And then she has this book called Prom Chanted. It's like Enchanted, and then it's like a YA version, reimagined storyline. And I kind of want to read it. I'm kind of excited to see what it'll be about. We got Frida McFadden arc, but at some point I probably do want to have the other books in the Housemaid series. Then we have American Royals. This should not be phased out, actually. I have not read the last book yet. And I also have not read her new book. It's not in American Royals. It just looks like it is. Then we go down to a more comfortable position because, again, I'm really that short. The top shelf is actually kind of a stretch sometimes. But One of Us is Lying, One of Us is Next. I never read the third book. I just realized I never read One of Us is Back. But people really liked it. I think people ranked it like 1, 3, 2. So again, it's just because I don't want to reread the first 2 books, but I think I might at some point just to see what this is. Casey McQuiston. Then we have XOXO. This was back when, again, the K-pop phase was strong and I wanted to read K-pop books all the time. So that's what this is. Before I Fall was such a moment. I loved everything about it. It was just so fun. And then we have Alice Oseman's books, not graphic novels. We'll get to that. But Nick and Charlie. And then I have not read I Was Born for This. I think it's the only book by her I have not read. Then Loveless I read pretty recently. Wonder, another childhood fave. Geekerella. 7 Year Slip. I love this book so much. The Infinity Between Us. The N.S. Perkins book I will love just dearly forever. This is a book I got from one of my best friends, French, because I need to practice my French. So this is another great one I really want to get to. We have my TJR stack here, and I have not read Malibu Rising yet. I know everybody's read it, but I really need to get to that one. I need to get to Carrie Soto. Like, it's been a while since I've picked up a TJR book, but it will happen probably at some point. Another random book that everybody's read. It's the husband of Tade Mafi, so why haven't I read it? I don't know. This is like a preview to a book in the Percy Jackson series. It's like the new one. I don't understand what it is. Or wait, no. It's not Percy Jackson. It's from the world of Percy Jackson, and it was like a mini early chapter teaser of it. Pretty sure it's already out. Then we have Percy Jackson. Then some books in the Heroes of Olympus series. I have not gotten to 2 or 3 because 2 put me in a slump. And then 3, just I never got to 3 obviously. Then we have the Addicted series, which was also a crazy time. Then we get to Powerless, which I'm debating whether or not to bring it with me to college. I don't think I will. But that means I'll have to read Powerful and then Reckless before I leave, which is literally next week. So this is kind of getting real, guys. I don't have a lot of time left. Divine Rivals, Ruthless Vows. I have the UK versions. I'm not British, obviously, but I did specifically get the UK versions because they were so gorgeous to me. Love them. This is a fantasy I can get behind. Childhood favorite, Dork Diaries. And there's even space for the next one, which is amazing. I can't wait to read it. And I think we need to upgrade, though, to YA because I feel silly reading middle school books because I'm still so attached to Dork Diaries. And I will still read them even if they're middle school, but I want them to be YA. Then we get to a way more mature series. I have 2 versions of the Hoops series, and I love both versions because they're the same, obviously. But Kennedy Ryan is another one of my favorite authors. Great duology as well. People are really behind this one. I think these are way better, but this is great too. Then she has a book, Kingmaker series. I have the second book. Again, I would have to read the first book. This is the book I edited, Chasing River. Then Blood Like Magic. I stopped it at some point, but I do want to get back to it. I just wasn't in the mood at the time. Again, a favorite book. And then we have Things We Never Got Over. Then the other books faced in are the other books in the series. I'm not sure if I'm going to unhaul it or stick through it and try to read them because I've just not been in the mood. I didn't particularly love Things We Never Got Over. And I just think the other 2 have been told to be pretty slow as well. So I don't think anything's going to change about me. And then her other book, The Dead Guy Next Door. Lucy Score writes a lot of books. So the only one that I'm thinking of reading for real is By a Thread. I don't own it though, but I have it on Kindle Unlimited, so I will probably get to that before any of these. Then we also have Full Tilt, which was, again, not as sad as people were saying. Then the sequel, which is similar, I believe, based on the premise, to the book Darling Venom. If you've read it, I just read it. I'm not sure I want to read something like that right now, so this will be put on hold. Another favorite from childhood. And then this is All the Places You'll Go, but Spanish, because my Spanish teacher got it for me as a graduation gift, which is really, really sweet. Then one more. Unfortunately, I don't have a copy of my Archer's Voice book because my friend still hasn't given it back, and I'm going to have to literally drive to her house and get it myself at this point. But this is the second book. It's from a different point of view, called Travis. And I'm really curious to see what this would be like. This is the shelves. We're on the last two shelves, so then I'll shut up. But I have They Both Die at the End, and then this one is The Way I Used to Be. Really dark book. Again, I don't know if right now I want to be reading it, but it is on my TBR. Then my sister is actually reading this series right now, so I do have all the books, but I don't have them with me right now because she has them. And then Today, Tonight, Tomorrow, I read See You yesterday as well. Rachel Lynn Solomon's a really great writer. I've liked basically everything I've read by her. Another fantasy I've been putting off, Ember in the Ashes, but I've heard really great things. Angie Thomas and that whole era with all these Black female authors who are just really incredible writers. Loved that moment in time. Then we come down to a little letter K for Kara, my name. It was a gift, and it's basically a bunch of books in one, but they just cut it up, and no, it can't be read. It's just like a book that was cut up, but it's cute. But to move that aside, I read The Summer of Broken Rules, and then she has another book, which I did get. I don't know why. I either got it or got it as a gift. I haven't heard a lot about it, though, so it's probably not super memorable compared to her first book, but the first book was really good. Then we have the Love and series. Love and Gelato and Love and Olives have my heart. They were the best ones in the series. A little KZ West moment. I loved her down. I loved all her books, but the past couple of releases I haven't been keeping up with, so I don't know. But I kind of do want to read them because she just writes perfect YA fluff. She's the best person to recommend when somebody wants that and they're like trying to get into that, but they want clean, like just cutesy high school, just everything about it just being super fluffy and just, you know, adorable. Ashley Woodfolk, this is one of my favorite authors as well. Really excellent. This is one of the best books I've ever read, and this is also an excellent book, both 5 stars, and I will read everything she has out. This is a book I got as a gift. The beginning was a lot. Most of it was a lot because Mariana Zapata is really slow burn. But by the end, I was fully in love, fully obsessed. So it has a special place in my heart. Then we have Gossip Girl. I read the first 3 books. They are very different from the show. So if you're trying to read the books before watching the show, just don't. Watch the show. And then if you want to read these quick little reads, then you can do that. They're perfectly fine books, just not as good as the show. Then I have the reading journal I never finished from 2023. I have the exact same one for 2024, which I never started. So 2025, maybe? We'll see. Then we just have some special editions. So I have special edition of Court of Thorns and Roses, which it's in this box right now. And then Anna and the French Kiss. Beautiful, beautiful covers. I literally love these editions so much. Then we go down to more fun. So Little Women, this is like the most beautiful, beautiful book. And then I have like handwritten letters in the book from that time period. It's like it's written like it's from that time period. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful book. One of the best books I own in terms of cover and also just what it means and what a classic it is. Like, this is just an excellent book. But to move this aside, it's just binding, keeping, saving, redeeming, taming, like all of these twice. And then the third one I'm taking with me to college. But you'll see that in a second. Then we got Heartstopper, Love, 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 Love. Gem and the Holograms, which it's such an old show. It's like 80s. And nobody knows about it. Nobody talks about it. But I grew up on Gem and Holograms. And I love Gem and Holograms. So I got a little graphic novel book of it. And it was really fun. I really loved it. So, yeah. Then I have these comics, which technically, I'm just going to turn them inside out. But I'm not going to count them as like a TBR thing. or in my TBR challenge, just because I can pick them up right now and read them. It's not like a challenge or a journey, like I'm trying to read them. I just, you get it. Then it wasn't in order just now, but the March series graphic novel. So now we're in graphic novel territory. It's not actually alphabetical for graphic novel. It's just kind of by height. But then we have these other books. So this True Beauty, I have read the webtoon, but I have not read the actual physical version of this. So I would count it. It's kind of a reread, but True Beauty is fun. I would always want to reread it. And then Part of Your World, which is a physical book. So I'm not going to get to this or read it unless I read the actual one first. Wash Day Diaries, I love. And then we have some more to be read. This is a hijab story I have not read, but it looks really good. The Love Report, again, know nothing about these. And then Little Women adaptation that I really want to get to. I'm sure if I sit right down right now and read it, I would be done. I just want to pick a time. Crush, and then the Raina Telgemeier Effect. Everybody grew up on these. These were everything, man. I love these books so much. And then Babysitter's Club, which she wrote the first couple and then just kind of fell off. I'm still collecting these, and I will get them until they're done, which is probably no time soon. Then again, the Real Friends series I grew up on. They were really great. Land of Stories. And then this is a manga, Sailor Moon. But I've never read a manga before. I read one, I think. But I want to read this one because I know this is pretty popular. Then we have a bunch of classics. I'm going to show you the classics because they're gorgeous. But The Secret Garden. I read everything except for like the last chapter or so, which is really aggravating. So it's going in the TBR jar. Then we got Alice in Wonderland. I think I read some version of it, but not the official version. We got Anne of Green Gables, a favorite. And then Heidi. Again, read some version of it, but not the real original version. So again, TBR. Pride and Prejudice. Then we have Sense and Sensibility. Or wait, no, that's not Sense and Sensibility. That's Persuasion, but yeah, Persuasion. Jane Eyre. I just realized I did read this one for school a couple months ago. So it's completed. Then I believe this one is Sense and Sensibility. And then we got Wuthering Heights. So all pretty big classics, but I haven't gotten to them. Then we got Wizard of Oz, the first 5 novels. This was everything to me. This is a book I would reread. And Destiny, I talked about her earlier. She did a rereading childhood favorites. This would be on that section, but I wouldn't film a lot because, as you can see, it's a really big book. But yes, this is one I loved growing up. I would definitely reread it in a heartbeat if I had the opportunity to. So maybe we'll make it happen. Then we have more classics. They're not as special looking, but Anna Karenina. And then we also have Little Dorrit. And I got a Louisa May Alcott book from my best friend, Rose and Bloom. Very old, like ancient type of cover, but that kind of makes it more special, you know. Then we get to my religious section. So this is the beginning of it. And then I'll show you guys the full shelf here. And then we'll get to the last, final shelf. This is what we're working with here. Then finally, we have the religious section. This is Bible books, Bible fun books, Bibles. And this is a little graduation gift I got. And then, yeah, these are all like little Bible books, anything Bible related. Then this is the nonfiction section. Again, to me, this is not part of the TBR pile. It's more of a personal journey I'm going on. So this is what it looks like. It's going to be pretty short. I've read some of these. I haven't read all of them, but they will all get read at some point. Kind of continued along with some school academic books that I have. This dictionary is the most special thing on the shelf, I think, because I've had it since I was like 5 because I went to a French immersion school. So it's all colored, it's all messy, but it's my French dictionary, and this is one I will take with me. I just realized I did not grab it, but this is a book I will take with me to college. I am going to college. I didn't mention that officially because, I don't know, I've never talked about school like that, but that's where I'm headed. That's why I gotta make a decision with my books. And then lastly, we have journals, random journals that I've written in over the years, along with word searches, connect the dots, coloring books, pictures from yearbooks, and then diaries upon diaries upon diaries. I was a big diary person, so I did put them on my shelves, and they're really pretty. Very last shelf is yearbooks, school papers that I was a part of from the beginning. And then these are just arcs that I haven't gotten to. So arcs that I want to read and that will maybe eventually make it to the actual shelves. But for now, they're in their own little section. But that is all. I'm going to show you the shelves and then we'll go to the cart and then that will be it. This is... Bruh, I think this is so messy. Not the actual shelves, but this vlog. I'm sorry, I don't have all the equipment to make this like gorgeous, pretty, but I will get there one thing at a time. But I'm gonna show you the cart now. So at the top we have Daisy. She's absolutely coming with me. I've had her since I was a couple months old and we need her. She needs to be with me at college. This is my current read, but I've been reading it on my Kindle, so I'm just gonna return it either tomorrow or Friday. Then we have Mildliner pens, my diary, the reading journal I'm actually going to get to, and then under that is just a little childhood nostalgic journal I want to write in at some point. This is a really cool book embosser I got from my best friend. It actually has my name in it. It's like from the library of Kara, and I use it on all my favorite books. When Firefly Lane finally gets to me, I'm going to put it in that category of stamped books. But I guess if we're thinking about it, all of these should be stamped because they're all from my library, but whatever. I do it for my favorite books. We have my Kindle, and then I'm currently working on annotating this book, one of my favorite books. I am probably going to do that after this. Probably going to just sit, watch a movie, and annotate because I do want to have that finished. More Mildliner, but I'm going to move it to show you guys the books that I'm taking with me, or hopefully taking with me. We got Elements of Style. This is like an editing how-to book. This is the selection, but it's French. So again, trying to practice my French some more. This is a nonfiction book that really stuck with me, and I just really like Ashley Woodfolk's writing particularly. I haven't actually read this one, but I will at some point soon because it's about mental health and there's different short stories, and I think it would be really helpful for me. Then we have that special edition of Heartstopper. I can't leave it behind. It's gorgeous. And this is the book I literally read whenever I want to be happy. It's literally all it does. It's just happy booster. It just does what it needs to do. Archer's Voice, special edition, because I don't have the real one. And also the special edition is prettier, so whatever. Childhood faves, A Little Princess, and then The Land of Stories. Both special covers. There's a theme here. I feel like the special covers have to come with me, especially if it's a favorite book. Then we have The Nightingale, which is a predicted 5-star read, but I'm too scared. I'm kind of scared to say that, but it's kind of true. And I'm planning on maybe annotating it if the quotes are really good, which I have no doubt they would be because based on Firefly Lane, which I keep yapping about, it is really good writing. I think Kristen Hanna just knows how to make a story. Then Long Way Down, I specifically plucked it from the Addicted series stack because that's my favorite book in the series. Then we have Yours Truly, again, a favorite, and I just think it resonated with me a lot, and I'm just ready to reread it as soon as possible. Prom with Forever, another really favorite book and childhood favorite. And then The Princess Diaries, that's the first book, because you guys did see all of the ones here. It's without this first one. Then if you look here, it's just a bunch of little supplies. So I have a bunch of bookmarks, Mildliner, markers, more tabs, and then this is a sticker peeler. So I use that for any books that have stickers on them. And then finally at the bottom, we have Magnolia Parks, the original covers, and then same with Binding 13, the Boys of Tommen series. These are the original covers. And I kept these ones because they're tabbed, so whenever I want to just like feel good, I go to the tabs and read these quotes, right? So I guess maybe I forgot to do this one, but I think I'll do it whenever I get to it. It's not an urgency, but I was in the middle of redeeming 6, so I'm gonna do that and finish that at some point. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this. I guess it's staying here, but it doesn't have space on the shelves. It's more of the same book in a different cover, and it's probably sort of ridiculous, but you know what? That's my heart. It's my whole heart, and I'm definitely taking with me these books to college. That is all for today's video, everyone. Thank you so much for watching and just watching the chaos. I hope you enjoyed it, and comment what other types of videos you want to see, maybe something college related, since I did mention I'm going to college. I did want to do some reading vlogs, but the time is just going and going, and once I finally got out of the slump, which was later this month, it just didn't make sense to, I don't know, do any more videos. There's no time for it, but you know what? It's okay. We're gonna make this work. We're gonna do some fun videos when I go. I'm gonna come up with creative ways to still film, and this shelf will not be the background any longer. It's about to be that time. So thank you guys for watching, and like I said, comment down below anything you liked about the video, books you own on these shelves, anything you relate to, and like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye. I don't wanna tell you to drop it, but I don't wanna play your fair. Yeah, something that makes me look at you too often. Baby, you can give it something. Baby, I can run up.